The story begins with a 58-year-old man named Inu who had moved to Tokyo with his family, bringing all their belongings with them. Inu worked tirelessly day and night to provide every comfort for his wife and children. However, none of the people around him respected him. His family showed no attachment to him, and no one gave him any importance. Every day, Inu braved the crowded train, pushed around by others, to reach his office, where he was treated worse than an animal. One evening, while sitting outside his house, contemplating his dismal life, a dog suddenly approached him and stood in front of him. Around the dog's neck was a collar with a piece of paper attached, on which its owner had written, "This dog's name is Neko. Please take good care of it." Just then, Inu's wife, Jenny, came outside. Inu tried to explain that the dog would now be part of their family, but before he could finish, Jenny told him to chase the dog away and quickly went back inside. The next morning, Inu went to the doctor for a checkup and discovered that he had cancer, which had spread throughout his body. He had only 3 months left to live. That night at dinner, he tried to tell his family about his illness, but no one paid attention. Instead, they all started complaining about him. Then Jenny asked him why the dog was still in the house and told him to leave it outside immediately. Dejected, Inu took Neko out of the house and walked a few kilometers away. He left Neko there and quickly ran off so the dog wouldn't follow him. But Neko began running after him. Inu reached a park and thought he had left Neko behind, but when he turned around, Neko was sitting there quietly. Tears welled up in Inu's eyes as he apologized for trying to abandon Neko. Moments later, Inu noticed a boy sitting on the nearby bench. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the sky, scaring Neko, who ran away. At the same time, a powerful explosion occurred, and Inu was caught in it. The next morning, Inu woke up to find that he could see everything clearly without his glasses. He noticed that Neko was still waiting for him nearby, so he took the dog home. During breakfast, he drank miso soup, after which he felt extremely thirsty and drank a lot of water before going to his room. There, he noticed steam rising from his hands. He quickly took off his shirt and realized something was wrong. Suddenly, his right arm transformed into a futuristic weapon, and all the soup he had drunk spilled out of it. When Inu touched his face, he felt something strange on his neck. He pulled at his skin, and his face came off, revealing wires inside his head. When Inu looked at himself in the mirror, he couldn't understand what was happening, as both his arms had now turned into weapons. Seeing this, Neko got scared and started barking. Hearing the noise, Jenny came into the room, but by the time she arrived, Inu's body had returned to its normal state. Meanwhile, we are introduced to a boy named Hiro, who studied in the same class as Mary. One day, Hiro visited his best friend Choco at his house. Hiro hadn't been to school for many days because he was bullied there. Hiro called Choco to the balcony and pointed at a bird flying in the sky, making a shooting gesture with his hand. Suddenly, the bird dropped dead in midair, leaving Choco baffled. Hiro then took Choco to a garage and, using his powers, caused several cars to collide with each other. He then removed his shirt, transforming his entire body into weapons, and declared that he was no longer an ordinary human, but had become a superhero. On the other hand, Inu had yet to realize the full extent of his powers and thought everything he experienced was just a dream. That same day, he was fired from his job and didn't know how he would pay off his household debt. He was most concerned about his family's welfare. On his way home, he saw an injured pigeon and picked it up. Using his powers, he could see exactly where the pigeon was hurt. After a few moments in Inu's hands, the pigeon was completely healed and flew away. It was then that Inu realized he had the ability to heal injuries. Suddenly, he heard a woman's voice begging a doctor to save her 10-year-old son. Inu realized the voice was coming from a nearby hospital and rushed there. Entering a room, he saw a boy named Keita who was in a coma. When Inu touched him, his system diagnosed the boy's illness, and Inu tried to heal him. Within moments, Keita opened his eyes and was completely fine. When Keita's mother entered the room and saw an unknown man, she was scared and called the doctor. But Keita called out to her, and when the doctors witnessed this miracle, they were astonished. Inu quietly slipped away and felt a joy he had never experienced in his life. The next day, we see Choco being harassed at school by a bully named Tekken and his gang. Hiro intervened, and when Tekken grabbed his collar, Hiro held his hands so tightly that Tekken thought his bones would break. Hiro ordered him to apologize to Choco and return the money he had stolen. Tekken claimed he didn't have the money, but Choco stopped Hiro from harming him further, even though he despised Tekken. Hiro left the room, and a girl named Sheen followed him. Summoning all her courage, Sheen confessed her love for Hiro, making him very happy. Later, Hiro called his mother, who informed him that his father was gravely ill and wanted to see him one last time. Although Hiro was still angry with his father for abandoning him and his mother, he decided to meet him. When Hiro arrived at his father's house, his father gave him money for the month's expenses. During dinner, Hiro met his stepmother and 2 stepbrothers. He had no issues with them, but still couldn't forgive his father. Later, as everyone was having dessert, Hiro, in a fit of rage, decided to shoot his father. But his brothers thought it was a game and used fake bullets instead. This stopped Hiro, and a few hours later, as he was returning home, he broke into a neighbor's house in a fit of hatred and shot the man without hesitation, killing his wife as well. Meanwhile, Inu was at a hospital healing small children when he suddenly heard a girl scream. He rushed to help but found the girl had been shot in the head and was already dead. Inu tried to heal her, but his powers couldn't bring back the dead. He went into the next room and found the bodies of her parents and Hiro standing in front of him. Hiro didn't want to leave any witnesses to his crime and shot at Inu before fleeing. After a while, Inu stood up and went after Hiro, but by then, it was too late. Soon, every TV channel was broadcasting the news about the brutal murder of the family. The police stated that the attack was carried out with a gun, but no bullets or casings were found. Later, when Chaco met Hiro, he asked him if he was behind the family's murder. Hiro confessed to his crimes, claiming he was no longer a human but a god. However, he promised to always protect Chaco. But Chaco, now terrified, asked Hiro to leave forever. When Hiro returned home, his mother told him that from the next month he would have to go live with his father. When Hiro asked why, his mother revealed she had cancer and did not have much time left. This news devastated Hiro, and he hugged his mother, vowing to save her no matter what. Meanwhile, Inu was worried about losing his job that night when he suddenly heard Chaco's plea for help. Chaco had prayed to God to stop Hiro from taking more lives. Hearing this, Inu woke up Naka and flew to the park where Chaco was. Inu had resolved to use his newfound powers to protect people. He met Chaco and told him about the night when he and Hiro received their magical powers. Inu explained that Hiro had been sitting on the bench beside him when a massive explosion occurred, granting them both extraordinary strength. Chaco then asked Inu about his weakness, hoping to exploit it to defeat Hiro, as they both had the same powers. Inu revealed that his weakness was miso soup, as his body had rejected it entirely when he drank it. From that day, Chaco started training Inu to face Hiro and defeat him. Chaco first asked Inu to fire a bullet at a coffee can with his fingers. After several attempts, Inu succeeded, but he became exhausted and drank some water, which his body promptly rejected. Chaco then read the label on the bottle and discovered that it was water consumed by athletes, enriched with electrolytes. Realizing that miso soup also contained salt, Chaco deduced that Inu's body could not process sodium. A few days later, Hiro went with his mother to the doctor, who revealed that her cancer cells had miraculously vanished, and she was now completely healthy. Overjoyed, they returned home, but on the way, some police officers stopped Hiro for questioning about the family's murder. Afraid of being arrested, Hiro fled and shot 3 agents during his escape. Within hours, news of Hiro's escape spread across TV. The next day, Sheen was returning home from school when she saw Hiro and invited him to stay at her house, explaining that she lived with her elderly grandmother and that he would be safe there. Meanwhile, Mary, returning home, saw her father with Chaco at the train station. When Mary asked Chaco how they met, he lied, claiming they had met while playing Free Fire. Elsewhere, Hiro watched on TV as the media relentlessly harassed his mother, accusing her of being responsible for his crimes. Unable to bear the weight of the situation, Hiro's mother passed away. Later, Hiro came across an online chat where a young boy boasted about providing reporters with Hiro's mother's address. Many applauded the boy in the chat. Enraged, Hiro video called the boy, who was initially thrilled to see him, but Hiro pointed his finger at the screen and shot the boy. Despite the boy's pleas for mercy, Hiro did not stop until he was dead. Hiro then tracked down and killed everyone who had applauded the boy in the chat. This incident caused panic at the Tokyo police headquarters. That night, Sheen confronted Hiro, who admitted he was responsible for the family's murder. Sheen refused to believe Hiro could commit such a heinous act. Hiro showed her his robotic arm and flew away with her. Sheen cried for those Hiro had killed but still vowed to stand by him. Later, armed agents stormed Sheen's house while she was drinking water. Sheen screamed for Hiro to run, but he shielded her with his body as the agents fired. Hiro then used his robotic arm to wipe out all the agents. However, when Hiro stood up, he realized Sheen's grandmother was dead, and Sheen was no longer breathing, having been struck by multiple bullets. Hiro fled the scene, consumed by rage and vengeance over Sheen's death. The next day, Inu told his family to stay home and avoid screens like phones, computers, or TVs, as Hiro was now killing people through screens. However, his family ignored him. Hours later, Hiro hacked into the city's largest screen and addressed the public about the previous night's incident. He declared war and vowed to finish it by annihilating the entire country. Hiro then pointed his finger at the screen and started killing people on the streets. Inu, training with Chaco, heard the screams of the people and decided to help. He managed to override Hiro's screen broadcast with a TV anchor's show, but Hiro shot Inu in the head, killing him. Meanwhile, Mary and her friends were in a building when news of Hiro's attack spread. Curious, they used their phones, but Hiro started killing them, too. Inu hacked another screen and played Chaco's video, urging people to stay away from screens. Enraged, Hiro launched missiles at the city, targeting several buildings, including the one Mary was in. Inu confronted Hiro and asked him to stop his terror. They fought, with Hiro using his missiles against Inu. During the fight, Inu heard his daughter screaming and rushed to save her, but Hiro caught him and threw him into a building. Inu crashed into a TV news helicopter, and Hiro followed, killing the pilot and throwing the cameraman out. Inu saved the cameraman, but watched as Hiro shot him dead moments later. Hiro then invited Inu to join him, but Inu fired at the bottle of water Hiro was drinking, spilling it. He threw a bottle of sodium-laden water, which Hiro drank, causing his systems to malfunction. However, Hiro continued to attack, and their battle took them to space. Inu launched a powerful missile, which destroyed Hiro's systems, finally defeating him. Inu rushed back to save his daughter, but she had already died. He performed CPR on Mary, reviving her and healed her with his powers. But Hiro, still alive, attacked again. Hiro brutally beat Inu and tried to kill Mary, but Inu, gathering all his strength, managed to obliterate Hiro in one final blow. He caught Mary just in time as she was falling. A week later, Hiro's death was announced on TV, but the police could only recover fragments of his body. Back home, only Mary knew Inu's true identity. Meanwhile, Hiro, still alive, prepared to leave Japan. Before departing, he visited Chaco for one last game. But when Chaco turned around, Hiro had already gone. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.